Please state your name for the record.
Good evening, everyone. CYRUSHOJJATY. I respect the comments and concerns recently about unauthorized immigrants. I'm very concerned about it myself. The Las Vegas area has one of the highest rates of these migrants than any other place in the United States. And the question is why? How did this number get so high? And a disproportionate number of them have students in our public schools. We need to do an audit investigation of the employers who are hiring them. There's many NGOs, unions who are pumping them up. Obviously, many of the past politicians like Harry Reid were responsible. And not to mention, look at the impacts it's created. We have to have Spanish forms, ELL courses. It's affected the overall performance, all the extra costs, taxes, the social climate it has created. Many different students have had to pull their kids out of CCSD because, again, all these changes, this is one of the impacts of multiculturalism, has an impact on the overall public school performance. So all this mass migration we've had, especially of unauthorized immigrants for decades, has had an impact in our public schools. And there's other factors. We have a lack of two-parent households, lack of parents with a high credential education, the school structure, a lot of different factors. But again, the immigration crackdown has certainly had an effect on the student enrollment. And not to mention, a lot of kids have been pulling their students out, believe it or not. And we see all these programs that we have to help one another, all these different equity programs as a result of one of these factors. People try to make this as a racial issue, believe it or not. And I can tell you that, well, certainly children of European descent make up only 20% of the school district, but yet European Americans pay about 70% of the local and state tax revenue that funds the school district. And I'm pretty glad that we've had European influence and they have come and conquered this plot of land. Hence the Las Vegas Strip with all these European themed and casinos. We don't see a lot of other themes. Think about that. And it's allowed us to become a very developed society. All the European Western societies, as well as East Asia, are among the most developed. And think about people from all over the world try to push themselves, going through hoops, coming to here, and ask yourselves, why? So, we see that there's a double standard, not among race, but also against males, against people who have a different sexuality. And I am definitely very much concerned that this unauthorized immigration has certainly been a burden to the public schools. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Tanya Atterbury, please state your name for the record.
Mel Daniel. I wish to acknowledge and honor the indigenous communities of this region and recognize that we are situated on the traditional homelands of the Nuwuvi and Southern Paiute people. That wasn't so hard. Hi, folks. I'm here as a concerned parent, former educator, and district leader, not CCSD, one who cares an awful lot about our students and their access to a quality education. The students this very board took an oath to serve. Speaking of an oath, did you know that trustees take an oath to uphold the laws and Constitution of Nevada? Just kidding. Of course y'all know that. They are expected to act professionally, communicate respectfully, and focus on student learning and well-being. Sounds simple enough, right? Apparently not. On January 30th at a public town hall in East Las Vegas, trustee member Lorena Cardenas publicly apologies.
Can you hold on one
a trustee
second?
Yes.
We are a board, we're a team, we're together, so we ask our folks when they come up here that you address us as a board and not as individuals.
So not name any individuals?
That is correct.
Heard.
Thank you, Mel.
I appreciate that. Publicly supporting ICE activity. There were also comments criticizing a teacher and State Nevada Assemblyman, Ruben de Silva. For what? For supporting student-led protests against constitutional abuses ICE is committing across cities in our nation. Local news outlets reported that a trustee defended these positions by saying, that's what people voted for. Let's be clear. Our job as trustees, your job as trustees, is not to score political points. Your duty, as I understand it, is to protect our students and our community, And in my opinion, this is a failure. Clark County is home to roughly 167,000 undocumented residents. Public statements like these from someone in a position of authority can make families feel afraid and can discourage students from attending school. And it threatens the sense of safety that our students and teachers deserve. We are all aware of CCSD's absentee issue. And let's be clear, if students aren't in school, they can't learn and our teachers can't do their jobs. It's the trustees. If the trustees' public comments contradict the district's efforts to improve student attendance, as a reminder, trustees are ethically obligated to prioritize student welfare and maintain community trust. This behavior does not just miss the mark, it actively undermines it. Trustees are supposed to act with integrity, uphold their oath, and support the community's confidence, and this does the opposite. Is she really fulfilling her duty? Apologies. Our kids deserve a board of individuals who put their safety and education first, not political agendas. So I'll leave you with this. If a trustee's words make families afraid to send their kids to school, and if her actions undermine the very trust we swore to uphold, then maybe it's time we ask ourselves, are they the person for the job? Thank you.
Again, folks, let's remember this is a professional business meeting. Thank you. Ma'am, just remember this is a business meeting. So
I understand.
We're not setting up. We're going to go to public
Okay,
comment.
let's go ahead and start.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Crystal Cooper. I am here today because unfortunately the Ice Out Vegas campaign did reach out to us first, as you see right here, January 24. We did not reach out to them first. I'm with 5051. Over the past few days, my students have been bullied by a nonprofit that is connected to your board. With that being said, I was doxxed, and all this information that I'm pulling up came from their page. I am pressing charges because I was also threatened. My life was threatened. And I don't care. I am a mandated reporter. I received information from the students. They said they don't feel safe. I'm right here. As you can see, I'm saying, stop contacting me. This is the second time. You guys know what AB4 is. You're Republicans, your governor passed it. So with that being said, if someone tells you twice to stop commenting, stop tagging them, stop bothering them, you stop. They did not stop. So as you can see, with everything held up, there's a specific names on here. With that being said, my children's advocate has been bothering the students that I'm working with. Not to mention, here's a statement from the students. And this came in at 1814. Due to recent actions taken by members of Moms for Liberty and My Child's Advocate in order to discourage students, minors, and parents in peaceful protests that we as students have a right to participate in, members of Ice Out Vegas team have reported feeling unsafe and frightened by all the harassment we've been getting and concerning accusations coming out of their accounts. Again, I am a mandated reporter. I'm a registered nurse. I'm reporting this. I have to. So, I will also be pressing charges against every person that is on the board of My Child's Advocate. I've already talked to Metro. I do have a case. With that being said, more pictures. Again, I said stop contacting me. My face was plastered all over the damn internet. I'm sorry for my language, but I got a right to be angry. So, with all these different papers that you literally see me putting up, Moms for Liberty right there, like what the student said, this is unacceptable. And I urge the board to do something, because if not, I will, and I still will, legally.
Thank you.
David Gomez, for the record, Nevada Peace Alliance president, former president or deputy director of LULAC, former president of Wake Up, legislative lobbyist, federal lobbyist, father of 7 children, and business owner of many businesses. son of Carpeteria, and a whole bunch of other things. You know, I was at Roy Martin the other day, and you're talking about 11, 12, and 13-year-olds walking out of school. I watched them. Police were escorting them, making sure they were safe, making sure things were working right for them. But then the kids became disrespectful. They started saying F to the construction workers across the street because the construction workers, which are Latino, were telling them, go back to school. And they were telling them, F you. And I was like, wow. Then they went to the gate, started shaking the gate at the school. All the kids inside the PE class came to the gate, disruption of school time. I watched this all happen. There's no consequence. There's no consequence for any of these things. People come in here and say they're advocating for parents and students and whatever else, but they're the same person that called that kid Mario last time I was here. You know, when I was with Marzette Lewis, we fought very hard. I helped Ruby Duncan. I've helped a lot of people in this state. I'm one of the longest volunteers in the state that has volunteered, not for $1, 1 penny or anything. No monetary. Why? Because I have a passion and I believe in God. And I serve people, but I serve people through serving God. And the problem is with a lot of these groups are, they come in here, they want to be the help, but they're not looking for solutions. They're not asking, how can we make a solution to this problem? And yet they want to come in here and blame a president and ICE and all these different things. I haven't seen no ICE at the school, but I see kids protesting ICE, but that's okay. You have a freedom of speech, you have First Amendment, but in my household, you better come talk to me first because I'm the father. You're not the parent. I'm the parent. You want to follow your friend, you're going to find out what happens. I am the dad. But at the end of the day, Obama has deported more people than this Caucasian man in office. He deported, I'm not talking when you guys are talking. He deported more people in office than anybody else. And I don't come in here disrespecting anybody. So they better be quiet because I'm a 7th-degree black belt. If they want to jump on me, they're more than welcome to.
Mr. Gomez, I am going to ask you not to address the audience, please.
Okay, well, then they need to stop talking about me. If they got something to say, they can say it to my face.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Please continue to address the board. And I would like to ask the audience to be respectful and professional. I have said it multiple times. I don't want to say it again.
I'm sorry, but I don't like to be heckled behind my back. But nevertheless, I don't do that to them. So I respect them and I expect the same respect. Regardless of what they believe in, I still respect them. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jasmine Cañada. I'm here to speak about the unprofessionalism on the board. There has been constant issues, clearly, with specific board members not conducting themselves in a professional manner outside of this board. And I don't know how you expect us to address you all as a team. You guys are not all there conducting yourselves unprofessionally. We all saw the video of January 30th of board member acting very disrespectful and advocating for ICE. How is that supposed to make our students feel safe? How are they supposed to feel like they can come to school without you just handing them over to some masked man? I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand how you can try to say that you advocate for children or you care about children, but you're willing to hand them over to some random man. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter that you guys are just protecting them on campus. What happens off campus? You guys discipline things that happen off campus. So why is not protecting them off campus an issue for you? Why is that not a priority? If they don't come back to school, you have less students. You have less money. What are you not understanding? Is it only white kids that matter? Because from what I'm understanding, we are a county of kids from all different backgrounds. And if you're only going to advocate for certain students, I don't think you should be on this board. Thank you.
Please state your name for the record.
And for the record, it is CyrusHojjaty. Hello, Honorary Board of Trustees. My name is Dina. It's spelled Zenahajji for the record. I'm an alumni of the school district, and I want to address the recent attacks of a teacher who sits on the assembly seat of District 28 Honorary Assembly Member and Purple Heart recipient, Ruben de Silva. I have been an avid community organizer since I was in high school. I am now 23, and have a decorated experience in government relations and political organizing. I did speech and debate all 4 years of high school, and that is what pushed me to make my career choice. In my junior year, I walked out when Parkland High School was impacted by the horrible tragedy of a school shooting, and I do not regret my choices. I come here as Zena, but also as a representative of the Nevada Muslim Dems Caucus, to explain why teachers like Rancho teacher Mr. De Silva are important. I've never felt more empowered until I had a teacher who said that my voice matters. And for many students, that is Mr. De Silva. As a young Muslim student in CCSD, my peers and I never felt represented. And when I met Ruben, he immediately told me about his South Asian and Muslim students and the lack of representation or recognition within his classrooms. He vowed to push his bill to the state to recognize their holidays that usually fall on school days so that they can have excused absences instead of choosing between a school day or celebrating with their families and community. One of those holidays is Eid, a Muslim holiday I have missed many times. Ruben carried that bill all the way to the governor's desk, and all I saw in the opposition were people telling Muslims that they have no place in CCSD or in Nevada. There are approximately 300,000 Muslim students in CCSD currently, and I am here to appeal to your better nature because, frankly, CCSD has failed the other minority communities that do not make up the majority minorities. They're extremely underrepresented and unseen students of CCSD. I also want to let you know that even pushing for the punishment of a teacher or being vocal to students utilizing and vocalizing what is their right that you should be protecting says more about some board members than it does about a teacher who supports their students' right to organize. And lastly, I want to urge you to put aside your partisan affiliations because it is what you are elected to do. You did not run a partisan race. You do not represent any partisan organization in your seat. You represent the school district's community, the superintendent's budget, and the academic policies. Approach this properly without your personal affiliations since Mr. De Silva and many other teachers do the same. I will leave you with this. If you are an educator, I believe you understand what I am about to quote Miss Howard from Abbott Elementary. Teachers at school like Abbott, in this case Rancho, we have to be able to do it all. We are admin, we are social workers, we are therapists, we are second parents. Heck, sometimes we are even first parents. Stop punishing teachers for being supportive to students.
Hi, my name is Dutch Harbor, and I didn't actually write anything formal to come up here and say this time, so I'm just going to speak off the cuff. When I hear things like this is a place of business and we need to act in such a way that we don't address the entire board as a whole, I would think that that implies that there's some semblance of professionalism amongst every board member, but there isn't, clearly, right? Now, I've been coming here for months, weeks, calling on certain board members to either resign or be dealt with, and obviously it hasn't happened yet, and more people are showing up to say the same thing, so I'm over here wondering, when is enough people going to be enough people? I mean, you have students going out to protest ICE and some of you guys who promote ICE. So in a way, they're protesting some of you as well. And I don't want to address the whole board because I'm not talking to the whole board. I'm talking to Lorena, and I'm talking to you.
Sir?
And that's it.
I would like to make a statement very simply. I understand that it might be fun to add a level of unprofessionalism at the end of a comment and think that it's okay. But it's not. So if you're invited here to speak publicly, we're asking you to follow decorum. If you cannot, you will not be asked to continue to speak here.
But your board members will stay on.
You will treat this like a business meeting. And if we continue to have outbursts and not treat it professionally, we will move forward. Okay. Where's PD? I'm serious.
Good evening, board. Thank you so much for staying up so late. I want to just thank you all for the hard work that you do, and I really extend a great thanks to the representatives that really represent me as a parent and my values. Do y'all remember when Jonathan Lewis, that kid, was beat to death after school in a horrible fight? We all know we have an issue with violence after school on these campuses. That's something that it's been on my heart to be there for the kids. So disperse the kids after school, get them home safely, because that's an issue. Well, the mass walkout that is organized by organizations that they've really infiltrated our kids. It's really sad. Ice Out Vegas is kind of ridiculous and run by adults that want to get our children, and a nationwide thing, like we're buying that. But anyways, after school, 2 hours, they're going to rally. What do we have in place to keep these kids safe? Big advocate for First Amendment, think it's awesome. But we need to keep our children safe. With that same thing being said, what about our conservative students who are getting death threats and post online when they comment things like, what's cooler in regards to it's chic to protest on Friday the 13th for 2 hours? What's cooler is shooting ICE agents because fascists don't deserve to continue living. These are students posting this. Students, just look it up. How is that protected? If we are CCSD and your viewpoints are our viewpoints and all of us should respect each other, how is it acceptable then that our conservative students are being treated like that because they're being called fascists because they respect law and order? Because what has ICE done here? What is one single example of ICE going into our campuses and doing anything? It doesn't exist. It is a made-up issue. And I am very grateful for what ICE has done. 132,000 children have been recovered that were lost during the Biden administration. They've been recovered here in Vegas, here at home. DHS arrested a Honduras man who was holding children that were unaccompanied across the border here in the place where trafficking happens. So I'm very grateful to law enforcement and for ICE for supporting the families and keeping the communities safe, because these issues do not happen. They do not exist. And if our children are feeling unsafe in school, it's because they're being programmed that way by other organizations telling them that they're unsafe when they're not. CCSD is the safest place that you can be, and that's why after school, go home, get there safely. Don't be hanging around. And have you heard them? Have you heard these students? The F-ICE? What about the behavior? What are we teaching our students when this is what we're doing? They're getting the signs, they're making them in class, teachers are overseeing this? What's happening here? Don't we represent something better? And can we please get these organizations out of the schools, because these parent groups or whatever they are, it's just propaganda.